If we don't take on these fiscal challenges head on, we will not be able to do this under our own terms in the kind of gradual, important, sensible way that we are proposing here today. My colleagues on the House Budget Committee were instrumental in laying this vision out and putting these numbers together. I also want to thank the people at the Congressional Budget Office who worked so hard overtime, overnight, to get all of this added up. With that, I would like to turn over to Congressman Jason Chaffetz from Utah, and our committee members are going to walk through the contours of this budget. Mr. Chaffetz.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks to all my colleagues here on the House Budget Committee. I happen to also be on the Oversight and Government Reform Committee, and I think all of us are committed to change the way we're doing business in Washington, D.C. We're not here to perpetuate the status quo because the status quo is not working. The cuts are important because we need to be on a trajectory to actually maintain the fiscal sanity that is in this country. We want to restrain the explosive growth of bureaucracy, achieving a 10% reduction over the next 3 years in the federal workforce through attrition, coupled with a true pay freeze for the next 5 years and reforms to government workers' generous benefit programs. We want to end the corporate welfare and permanent bailout of Dodd-Frank. We want to take Fannie and Freddie off the backs of the taxpayers, and energy or agriculture focus on spurring competition and targeting investment, not having the government pick winners and losers from Washington, D.C. We're committed to these reforms. It'll be an exciting process moving forward. It's a pleasure to serve on this committee, and I think the American people will be excited that we're living up to the obligations and the commitments that we made in the Pledge to America in bringing back this Congress and bringing back the fiscal entity that is so important to this country. Thanks, Chairman.
One of the things that we are also trying to achieve is we believe in this country that we ought to have a social safety net. We believe that we ought to have a safety net to catch people from slipping through the cracks, to help people when they're down on their luck, and to help people who cannot help themselves. Problem is, our social safety net is fraying at the seams. To talk about how we repair our social